If you're a citizen of the United States, you have a dilemma because you talk about equality and freedoms. But how do you reconcile that the founding fathers, Washington and Jefferson, two of the earliest and revered presidents as slave owners? How does one reconcile owning a slave is okay when espousing freedoms? How does one reconcile all of the African American military units from the 25th Corps on serving as segregated units for this country, the home of the free? How do we reconcile that we recognize Native American tribes as sovereign nations, then turn around and remove them from their homes and relocate them to areas we deemed unlivable to most? Give them smallpox-infested blankets, take their children away and put them in schools to teach them to be white, forget their language, their heritage, their ancestors, their religious beliefs. How do you reconcile that the Navajos were the ones responsible for successes in the Pacific because the Japanese couldn't break the code and are still treated as second-class citizens? How do you reconcile overthrowing a recognized Hawaiian monarchy because of American business interests? How do you reconcile that American citizens of Japanese descent were put in concentration camps, their property seized and lost, and yet we have the 442nd Infantry Division, the most decorated unit comprised of Americans of Japanese descent, and yet the discrimination continues? How do you reconcile the Chinese working the railroads discriminated so much that they were forced to live underground for their survival and safety, and the discrimination continues today? What kind of people force another to live underground to survive and is to be found acceptable? The same has happened to the Irish, Germans, Italians, Polish, and anyone that is perceived to go against the status quo or be a threat to the power elite who spread disinformation of hate and distrust. Oppression in an ethnic and socio-economic fashion, it happened in our history and it continues today. We can say it happens everywhere, but when it happens when we are told we are the home of the free and the brave, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness seems to reconcile the few. Our consciousness needs to change and evolve. We can no longer tolerate racial, ethnic injustices in our system of government. We need to hold our elected officials to the fire to help create positive changes that spill over to every citizen in a positive manner. To become what we say we truly are, what is needed for our nation to evolve from the ideal to the real? It's we the people that affect change. We can institute legislation and laws that our elected officials won't or can't get passed. It's we the people that make it safe for everyone to live without fear from law enforcement. It's we the people that shine that light of freedom and equality for all.